Hi, everyone. I'm Adrienne Everheart. I'm going to share with you how to heal your wounded inner girl. And when inner girl is driving the show, she's taking over. I did a live video in YouTube about healing wounded inner girl and how we can get caught up in a lot of feeling like we're at fault, we're to blame for whatever's going wrong in our relationship, when really instead of having abandonment issues, we might really be having issues where we truly are abandoned. That's really hard to tell the difference when your wounded inner girl is running the show, because wounded inner girl can be really reactive. She can kind of take over before you even know it. You've lost control of the ship, so to speak. I use the analogy of if you're driving down the road going 80 miles an hour and a little kid from the back seat suddenly wants to take over the wheel and start driving, you would tell that kid to get back in their seat, sit down, put your seatbelt on, I'm in control. Well, in order to even get to that place, it requires a lot of awareness of when you're losing adult you, which is very fact-based. You're in the present moment, you're fact-based, and wounded inner girl is really somewhere in the past and in the future. She's in this place of a sympathetic nervous system where she's worried, she's scared, she's going into the past looking for clues of things that might be going wrong. And if something does happen in the present moment, she jumps into the future where it almost always means she's going to be abandoned. And then in real life, you may be getting abandoned. You may be in a relationship that just doesn't meet your needs, and it doesn't meet what you actually need. Dating a person at least twice a week, meeting someone's family, and things like this. Sometimes we're left feeling really unfulfilled in a relationship because it's not meeting our needs. So I'm going to touch a little bit on some topics that have totally helped me heal my wounded inner girl. And I say totally, but it's really an ongoing process of finding out more about her and how she influences my life. And one of the first places I want to start with is a lot of ego state work. This would definitely be something that you want to pursue when you have some time and some time and energy to dedicate learning about your ego states, learning about adult, which is fact-based, critical adult, which is like, you didn't do that on time or you didn't do that right. And then nurturing parent, which is you did the best you could do. Here, let's put a Band-Aid on that. Let's make that better. And then you have like a playful child that's really adventurous, wants to try new things, laughs at things. And then you have this wounded child, which I call wounded inner girl, that is really scared, often in a dark place, problem solves adult situations from the perspective of a child. So she's in a scary place and she's solving problems with the adults around her, but she's just a little kid. So that book is called Born to Win. It's transactional analysis and gestalt experiments. It's with Muriel James and Dorothy Youngward. I highly recommend you check out Born to Win. It is a great book to do a deep dive on your ego states and really where you're at with all the different egos you have inside of yourself. It's not multiple personalities. We all have different ego states. So another quick one that I really love to do is inner child work, and doing some ego state work will help. But even any type of visualization or meditation where you can get in touch with your younger self and really give her the love and support she needed. Now, in the book, Born to Win, they have an exercise where you put wounded girl, you pull her out of you, you put her in a chair in front of you, and you just see her before you, take her all in, ask her, what do you need right now? What do you need me to hear? How can I best help you? And then you begin to have this conversation with her, which is really you. And you can figure out how to best support her, love her, and nurture her, especially if you've had childhood trauma, you're going into the past and you felt a lot of pain and unresolved issues. This is the way you show up and heal for yourself. No one else can do that work for you. Even if you get a lot of apologies or people try to make amends, Ultimately, healing that wounded child is totally up to you as an adult. It's also a great lesson in parenting, whether that's parenting your own children or being a good parent or supportive spouse or partner, or helping your aging parents or anybody you just may meet in this world. It's a great way to really connect and be empathetic and showing a person love and support. It has to start with you. I say many times this work begins and ends with you. This next one is about journaling. I am a huge fan of journaling. I've been journaling since I was probably about 12 years old, and I've taken breaks from journaling. Journaling is not for everybody, but I think even just writing a few sentences down about what worked today, what didn't work today, what was my win today, where did I succeed today, and what I'm hopeful for, what I'm looking forward to. It can really help you process your emotions and gain insight into your total experience. The ego will lead you to believe that you got it all, you figured it all out, it's all up here, and I'm just going to go for a run and work it all out. And while I do think that things like that will really help you process emotion, there is something really cathartic about pen to paper, writing out the emotion. I felt so scared. I felt sad. I felt devastated. What did I learn from this? How can I do better? What is it that I need? You begin to ask these questions, these really good questions that help you take better care of yourself and heal your wounded child. Now, another one is affirmations. Affirmations for a long time I had a big problem with, but then I started doing them regularly and I was like, wow, I'm actually seeing results. Because our brains, as you know, once you start looking for something, you'll see more of it. If you're looking for yellow Volkswagen Beetles, you'll start seeing yellow Volkswagen Beetles on the road everywhere. And that's just because our brains really do respond to that suggestion, and it will begin to show us where these things are. A comedian recently had talked about how he is, driving around town or going places, and he'll see one shoe in the middle of the road, or just one shoe in an empty parking lot. And just how does that one shoe get there? And where's the other shoe? And what about the person who's just missing one shoe? And then sure enough, after my husband and I saw that, we began to notice shoes everywhere. And so this is what our brains do. You begin to track and keep up with whatever you put your focus on. So when you can start off with affirmations, whether it is something like, I'm worthy of love and respect, I am safe, I am protected, I trust the process of life. When you begin to focus on those wins and that positive affirmations, your brain will begin to notice more and more evidence to support that thought in your life. It is so amazing how it works. So here's the last one I want to share with you today, and that's about setting healthy boundaries or limits. One of the best things you can do for wounded inner girl is that she's going to want to run amok. She is going to want to drive past the guy's house at 1 a.m. She's going to want to do something or confront someone the minute something feels off or wrong. Or she may even go into isolation and become a little bit more destructive. But you really want to set healthy boundaries and maintain healthy boundaries for you. And this again goes back to adult you, because this is protecting your emotional well-being. And it also teaches your inner child that it's really okay to say no to people. It's really okay to self-prioritize. It might be fun to want to just daydream about all the potential and possibilities that could have happened with this guy, or where the two of you may have gone in life, or replay the entire relationship all over again. But what she's doing isn't helping you in the long run, in the sense that it's a healthy boundary. We're going to focus in on the things we can control. Are what we currently are thinking affects what we are currently feeling. And so wounded inner girl might want to go into the past, go into a deep dive, but you're going to prioritize your self-care and have healthy boundaries in place for you that also reflects onto wounded inner girl or inner child. And just remember, wounded inner child is very much like a child we're tending and taking care of, where she needs to be told positive words, positive affirmations. I suggest a positive affirmation the moment you wake up in the morning, set an intention for your day, set your healthy boundaries, but also maintain them. Keep them in check and make sure that she's allowed to have some sort of creative expression, whether it's art therapy, journaling, running barefoot in the park, where she's able to express herself and feel free and safe. And be okay with doing this inner child work. Be okay making friends with her and allowing her to come out and speak, because that way you will not get hijacked from her. You will notice when she begins to speak. You will hear a different voice or a different tone in your head, and you will know that it's her. An adult will then be able to take action and say, hey, keep your seatbelt on. You're not taking over the car. You're not hijacking this car ride. I'm the adult and I am in control. All right. I hope that has helped you all.